what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Pick a Side podcast. I'm one of the
Woo!
co-hosts, Joel. Next to me, I have,
John Carlos.
Rev, you know the vibe.
and we're gonna start off this
You
podcast
didn't
by.
tell them who your team is.
Relax,
you keep
relax,
trying
relax,
to you
relax.
keep trying to skip
Look,
it.
look, he's trying to get me to admit my admiration and love for the Jets and Knicks,
Uh-huh.
and quite frankly, that's what we're about to do. And that's you just got it right now. Okay, we're gonna start off the podcast by telling you guys who we are, and we're gonna start it off by first mentioning who are our favorite teams. So, me, Joel, my favorite team is the Jets and the Knicks. I came inside this room and this building with the Jets jacket, unashamed, because I know one day the Jets will be good. I know that one day we will get a good coach. I know that one day Christopher Johnson will allow our head coach to pick his coaching staff.
We got that. JC, go ahead, my boy.
My name is JC. A lot of y'all know me that's tuning in. My favorite basketball team, I have it on my shirt, the Brooklyn Nets. And my favorite football team right now, it's really hard to discuss. I'm a Jets fan, diehard Jets fan.
It hurts over here.
It sucks.
Yeah. Rev here. Feel me? I'm a Bulls fan. Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan. Love him.
Chris Dunn is their point guard.
And yes.
Thomas Sadaransky.
Yes.
Kobe White.
We have a point guard issue, but we're gonna get to that. And then I'm also a Philadelphia Eagles. Don't say a word. We just won the
Dak
Super
Prescott
Bowl.
is better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I know. He has no Super Bowl win. Anyways, yeah.
Carson Wentz
Philadelphia-
has no Super Bowl win either.
The Jets
Just
have no
to mention
Super Bowl win. Stop talking to me. Philly fans, let's go.
Okay, so we're going to first start this podcast off by recapping yesterday's night game, the Chargers at the Raiders, where the Raiders shocked the Chargers and they beat.
Was it really a shot,
They-
though? You think so? It was
I
actually a
would.
good game.
It was a good game. Look,
I liked
and
it.
I had
this
Chargers.
this
on.
is
Did you
this
really?
Yeah.
this is a subject that we have to talk about. Are you guys surprised by the Oakland Raiders this season?
I am
You were
very surprised.
You were right. I give it
You
to
were
you.
definitely right.
Yeah, you
I
were
am
dead
very
right.
surprised.
I give you that
They're
one.
telling me I was right because on Twitter before the season I said the Oakland Raiders are going to win 7 to 9 games. Right now they're at 5-4. The next remaining opponents are the Jaguars, the Bengals.
Ooh,
Then
that's easy.
I forgot the rest of their schedule, but I know that I have them going 4-3 down the stretch, which would finish them off at 9-7.
Definitely.
So-
I'm definitely surprised with the.
Oh wait,
with
I
the
got the
Oakland
schedule for
Raiders.
you right here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the way Derek Carr's been playing this year, John Gruden actually looks like a pretty damn good coach. I wasn't expecting that at all this year.
Mhm.
I had them hovering around maybe 3-4 wins, and I'm surprised, especially when they made noise to trade Antonio Brown. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that's their season. But yo, they've stuck with it. They played hard. They won a tough game yesterday.
Two things to say. One, they play the Bengals, the Jets, the Chiefs, Tennessee, Jacksonville, the Chargers, and Denver. I see one loss with the way they're playing. Chiefs.
You know, yeah, it's really hard to see that schedule and think the Raiders are going to lose 3 games, but the Titans are an inconsistent team that show flashes of greatness, and that's why I have them losing that game against the Titans.
One thing the people don't talk about is Phillip Rivers the most overrated quarterback ever? They just came off a playoff. They just went to the playoffs last year.
You know why I would say no to that? Because Phillip Rivers has never been granted the help that most quarterbacks have been granted. Last year, he had an amazing roster, and we can't take that away from him. But this year, look, Colin Farrell should have never been taken that high. The 4th overall pick in the draft. They passed up Josh Allen. They passed up Dexter Lawrence in New York. They passed up a lot of other
I mean,
players.
this QB's coming in this draft, though.
Okay, but let me tell you, this is my point. Colin Farrell yesterday had 2 sacks against the Chargers.
Yeah, you're right.
For the season, he started 7 games. He's had half a sack. So you're telling me you let a rookie get 2 sacks? I don't know who their starting tackles are. They're pleaded with injuries. Derwin James is out. And it seems like Phillip Rivers has to carry this team. Did you know that Phillip Rivers leads the NFL in passing yards?
Did you also know that Joey Bosa is the only player in the league with 46 tackles and 9 sacks? They have talent.
They
Melvin
do.
Ingram. They have Casey
Definitely
Hayward. They have
Keenan
guys.
Allen,
Yeah, they. I understand Derwin James hurt. Melvin Gordon, he just came, but they have talent.
Definitely.
It shouldn't be reason why they're this garbage. Did you see what game was that where they failed to score in the red zone to win the game? Was that against the Titans?
It was against Yeah, it was against the
Yeah,
Titans.
that was the worst. Yo, they fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
They lose in
And that's the
amazing
inconsistent
ways.
play that kind of it just plagues the Chargers year in and year out. And that's why I don't think it's fair to call out Phillip Rivers overrated because the person who fumbled was Melvin Gordon. It was Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler. It was one of those.
No,
But
it was Gordon.
it
He
seems
fumbled
like
before he even got the ball.
outside of these past 2 years, Phillip Rivers has always had a mediocre or bad defense. He's always had to carry his teams.
Very true.
And look, we see where do you have Drew Brees ranked within top quarterbacks of
All
all time?
time? Top
Of all
5.
time. Yeah, definitely
top
top
five.
5.
There was a 5-year stretch where he didn't make the playoffs because their defense was so bad.
But
San Diego, right?
but he has that thing that puts quarterbacks over the top.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
Definitely.
But that New Orleans Saints team was loaded,
It was
top to bottom.
Yeah, but he was the best player on that team.
clearly.
Yeah, but
The best
the
player on
best
that
just
team.
because you're the best
And
doesn't mean that you can do it alone.
let's not act like last year he didn't do his thing too. They just that
That bad
miracle.
call.
Yeah.
Well, this year it
That call was
shows that
terrible.
with Teddy Bridgewater, you can go.
They also have a great
7-1.
coach too. Yeah. Well,
Sean
Teddy
Payton.
Bridgewater.
Sean
Teddy
Payton.
Bridgewater doesn't suck.
He's a
He's not-
serviceable
he's not-
quarterback.
he's
He
not
made a
bad.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he
Nope.
he made the playoffs before with the Vikings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
They lost-
Adrian
they lost
Peterson
on a field
carried
goal.
that team.
Oh
He
no,
had-
but
yeah,
he did his thing.
He's MVP
Look,
that year.
Before
Beast.
this year, Teddy Bridgewater, I think his most touchdowns in the season is 14.
Yeah, 14
he's
and
a-
9 was his ratio.
He's a running quarterback, so you're not gonna,
Look, but to piggyback off that question, if Phillip Rivers is overrated, I feel like a lot of people are saying that because in his draft, Big Ben and Eli both have 2 championships. Now, you can make an argument statistically that he's better than Eli Manning. You can easily make that.
But in a crunch time situation, who would you take?
I mean,
I
I haven't
saw-
seen Phillip Rivers in the crunch
I've
time like I've seen
seen-
Eli. You know what I mean?
I've seen Phillip Rivers beat a Kansas City Chiefs team last year
Mm-hmm.
in overtime.
I've seen Eli Manning beat the
Beat Tom-
Patriots twice.
Beat Tom Brady twice.
Beat a 16-0
Twice.
team.
He's got
Yeah,
he's
but
got an MVP
we
for
also-
one of those Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
A Super Bowl MVP, right?
What we have to talk about though between Phillip Rivers is that the year that he made the playoffs in 2010 or 2009, I believe, when he faced the Jets,
The Jets
the kicker lost in that game.
Yeah.
definitely lost in that game. I remember that game.
Like this has been a story throughout Phillip Rivers' career that it's never him that's the catalyst for their loss. It's always his surrounding parts.
That was a
That's true.
Jets team that was supposed to lose that game.
But
like,
to
as
get
watching it,
back on track off
crazy.
this Phillip Rivers question, can we just admire how good Derek Carr is?
I just want to say one more thing to that Derek Carr report. Josh Jacobs, 811 rushing yards, 90 yards per game,
fourth in
seven,
rushing.
7 touchdowns.
Josh Jacobs is fourth in rushing and fourth in touchdowns with 7.
Steal of
Absolutely
the draft.
And
And
look,
if they had I was talking to my boy Edwin. Shout out to Edwin. I was talking to him yesterday. He made a valuable point. If they had AB, they could have been 6-2 or 7-3 right now, because they have a running game. Derek Carr is basically passing the ball to nobody.
got Tyrell Williams too.
AB,
Yo,
and if
Tyrell
he had
Williams
AB
is
Hey,
good.
look,
on that
I
right
wouldn't say
side-
he's
and
passing the
Tyrell?
ball to nobody. I
Not
understand
nobody,
your point.
but
They're not household names, but
yeah.
what the thing I love about this Oakland Raiders team the most is that their team is made of grit. You have
Yeah.
grit. You have a guy like Renfro, he was the 17th wide receiver picked, 5th round pick 149,
Lamarcus Joyner's
who
doing
made
good
two
too.
Marcus Joyner's balling.
clutch catches in the fourth quarter in that game-winning drive.
Mhm.
Like you have guys, you have Eric Harris who came out of nowhere, is an amazing story, who had 2 interceptions against Phillip Rivers. He could have had 4. One got called back and then the other one he dropped. Like these guys, like they're just made of grit. And an interesting fact that nobody is talking about is that they're the 4th-ranked offensive line in the NFL.
hmm
Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson, Trent Brown.
They're the 5th best running team in the league.
And hey, look, I was wrong about Trent Brown.
You was wrong.
I
You're
thought,
wrong a lot.
I think, I don't think it's wrong as much as you.
You're
But
wrong
you
a
know,
lot.
look, Trent Brown, because usually players that come from New England, right? They're bust. Like we know that whenever they go to another team, they don't perform as well. Trent Brown is getting better.
hmm
Like he's
I'm
getting
saying
better.
they'd have kept AB. They probably would have kept Conley. That would have been a very scary team.
Yo, you think they're losing to the Chiefs when Mahomes comes back, right?
I think it'd be a tussle.
It's gonna be a tough game.
I think
That's
it'd be a very
division
tough game. It's always
They're
gonna
gonna
be tough.
play their hearts out.
I know you wanted to
Kansas
bring up
City's
Josh
home, though.
Jacobs, but Derek Carr has 14 touchdowns.
Oh no, Derek Carr is balling.
He has
Derek
4
Carr's a top 10
interceptions.
quarterback.
He's tied second in passer percentage, completion
Derek Carr
percentage.
is definitely a top 10 quarterback.
I like that.
Talking about top 10 quarterbacks, we have to talk about who's going to be the MVP this season, and we all
I think we all have the
kind-
same answer.
we all agree on this because I don't think it's a debate.
Yeah.
Who's the MVP this season?
He's
Russell
been carrying
Wilson.
them for years.
Even though I think
Don't say nothing stupid.
Christian McCaffrey deserves some attention.
Of course.
I give it to you now. Yo, he is
Christian
the baller.
McCaffrey.
Yo,
That boy's balling.
I ain't seen. I'm sorry, I got to curse on this one. I ain't seen like this. AP time. I don't. He's
Yeah, he's
carrying
killing,
them.
bro.
He's
He's literally
carrying.
He's
killing.
carrying them, and what's the saddest thing is that
They suck.
they might not make the playoffs.
dead
They
right now.
They're
suck.
5-4. They're out of the playoffs right
well,
now.
Kyle Allen is balling too. I give it to him.
Kyle Allen, I think his numbers are extremely misleading. I
think
think
so?
that you look at his numbers and it shows, wow, he's playing at a great.
No, I'm just like how he
Intense
filled the void.
Oh, he filled the
He
void.
just filled,
Yeah,
like he could have came in and been very bad, but
Yeah,
he,
definitely.
yeah.
he played good. He
I'll
I'll
filled the
agree.
void.
I'll agree
Had
with
some
you
good
with
plays,
that.
Some good scrambles.
But we also
Been
have to
playing good.
talk about how PFF. I was looking at the rankings.
Mhm.
Kyle Allen is like 26th
Yeah.
within the rankings. So that means that like
I wouldn't
know,
put him over a lot of quarterbacks. But he filled the void.
but
Let's
hey,
keep it
that
real,
just
though.
goes to show that if you have a good offensive line
Mhm.
and you have a good running game,
Mhm.
any quarterback could come in and win games.
They're losing next week
Who
or
they
this
play?
week Sunday. They play the Packers. They're
Ah,
losing. So that's gonna
Christian
take them to
McCaffrey?
5-4.
I don't know.
Let's talk about Cam Newton, because he's on IR. He's out.
Cam.
I know a couple teams that could use him.
Ah,
the
man.
Jets.
The
That's a-
Bears could definitely use him.
Look, I don't know why you snuck in that Jets comment because we have our franchise quarterback and Sammy Darnold. He's our quarterback. Sam Darnold. That's my guy.
Now you know where I think Cam should go. Honest to God, like I think Minnesota would be good for him.
Whoa.
I think so. Like I understand the Kirk Cousins
Yo,
hype,
Kirk Cousins has been
but
balling the last
Cam
couple weeks.
Newton with Dalvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, and Adam Thielen is
Do
dangerous.
you think he's a better thrower than Kirk Cousins?
No.
Joel, do you think he's a better thrower
no,
than Kirk
it's
Cousins?
not
I
even
don't
close.
think so either.
It's not
I
even
don't
close.
think. I don't
but
think it's the throwing. I
this
think
is
it's
why.
the dynamic
This
of
is
it.
why I think you said something ridiculous, which is not. It's not unknown to you. You kind of do it a lot. It's common. It's common at this point. But you said something ridiculous because under that suspect offensive line, you're going to put Cam Newton, who has an injury history. You're going to
Well-
put him with players who are wide receivers who he is not a great thrower of the football. He completes 50% of his passes. Those guys are going to get frustrated. And not only that, but it can't even work in Minnesota.
Why you think
because
so?
Kirk Cousins is under contract for next year. So
I mean,
like you
the
can't,
guy you claim throws the ball better is the guy who they were just complaining about 3 or 4 weeks ago about giving them the ball. So I don't know if you're exactly right. You're kind of dumb, but listen, I'm gonna break it down for you. Cam Newton is just probably one of the most athletic quarterbacks we've ever seen, ever.
100%.
Athletic quarterbacks, athletic.
100%.
Go ahead and try to fight it. It's not gonna make sense.
Yeah.
is that same Cam Newton coming
We
to
don't,
Minnesota?
we don't know what Cam is gonna come.
No, that's
I
a
think we're gonna
different
get a rejuvenated Cam who's gonna be more of a pocket
Look, I'm gonna be
passer
honest. We're
because
not
he
getting.
can't do
We're not
anything.
getting.
Cam
We're not getting
Newton-
MVP Cam.
Look,
We're not getting an MVP Cam.
Cam
nah.
Newton and pocket passer doesn't even sound right.
Hey, people could change their game.
That no, he's 30 years old. This is his game.
This is a game.
This
30
is
years
his
old,
game.
he's gonna realize at 30 years old that he can't be running everywhere.
I
He's
think
He's
30
going
years
to
old.
that shit
realize
right now.
he's going to realize that he should have worked on his game years earlier. Didn't.
I
and
mean,
now
yeah,
he's
definitely,
not going to be
definitely.
the passer.
But
that
I
he
would-
is.
To his credit though, he's got an MVP. I mean, you can't knock it. He's been to the Super Bowl.
Got an
been to the
MVP
big dance.
throwing the ball
Didn't really
to
win.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Literally.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And tell
I
me he
get
Yeah,
it.
wasn't
so,
a-
so you're
tell me
just
he wasn't a
totally,
stellar
you're totally
quarterback
gonna
that year.
dismiss Greg Olson.
No,
Very
I
good
was
tight
gonna
end.
say that. He was a
Very
great
good
tight
tight
end.
end.
But now I'm throwing in Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs,
You're
Dalvin
totally
Cook.
gonna
Oh my
dismiss the
God.
two-headed monster and what's
You don't
the
even
running
know,
back.
but it's a two-headed
I
monster.
know who I'm talking
Jonathan
about.
Stewart?
D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
Jonathan Stewart came
They had
up
great
big
years
in the
that year.
playoffs.
Cam Newton had 85% of their touchdowns
Bro,
that year.
Cam
What are
Newton-
you saying?
Cam
to
Newton
me?
was by far the reason they got to the Super Bowl. Like,
He won the MVP by
Yes.
unanimous vote. Like
was
he should
crazy.
have got unanimous.
yeah,
Look,
definitely.
The MVP season was phenomenal, but since then
Yeah, I know.
he's
Injuries.
been bad.
Injuries.
He's
Injuries.
been bad.
Literally,
He
injuries.
has not been what we expected him to be.
So would you take him or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, right
Right
now,
now,
No.
I'm taking Kirk Cousins.
Take injuries aside. Would you take him or Kirk Cousins?
Injuries aside,
Yeah, injuries aside.
am I getting MVP Cam?
If you're gonna have
Or
you
am I
Cam, that's
getting
not a question.
or am I getting Cam
with
coming
injuries.
coming off of this injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
A shoulder
I'll tell you
injury.
what. We'll visit this
Mhm.
next year.
Yo, to piggyback off that Cam Newton, teams that could use him, how do you guys feel about the next 4 teams I'm gonna name? The Buffalo Bills, the Tennessee Titans, the Denver Broncos, and the Chicago Bears.
This is why you're a Jets fan.
Whoa. I'm
Listen,
just asking strictly.
the Bills, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's stats are terrible.
Who
they're
is he
dead.
He has
throwing
10
the
touchdowns
ball?
and 7
whack.
interceptions.
He's
You're
throwing
not
the
gonna,
ball to
Nah.
you're not
Jaren
going
Brown.
to swap Cam Newton for a 21-year-old.
But listen,
Wait,
but listen.
21-year-old with a Matthew Stafford arm.
Nah, he has a good arm. Don't get me wrong, but like,
He's
you don't
young.
think sitting back a couple years watching Cam Newton?
I
It's
think
too
it was-
late
Listen,
for
hey, yo,
that now.
listen. If Cam Newton goes and stinks it up, you still have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the
It'll
future.
halt his
But it's too late.
progression.
It's too
Alright.
late for him
So
now.
I
that-
think the
that-
Bears. Yeah, stop Mitchell Trubisky,
I
please.
think
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm
stop
sorry.
I think
him.
the
Mitch, you see
Hey,
this, you're
hey,
terrible.
we have to talk about this because this guy picked the Bears to win the division.
Who did?
You.
Oh, I did. Off the strength of their defense, but the
You.
offense
The
can't.
defense was
And at that
crazy.
time, I told you Mitchell Trubisky was bad.
But I never said he wasn't. I never said he was going to be the reason they win the division.
Hey.
Keep it 100. I said the defense was going to carry, and they were carrying until offenses realized, yo, this offense, the Bears' offense really is bad.
And to Riv's credit on
Bad.
that, they were
Bad.
12-4 with a good ass defense. Mitchell
You
Trubisky
wanna
just
know
didn't
why?
have to lose them the
You
game.
wanna know why
Tariq
I
Cohen
didn't
came
And
take-
Tariq
strong.
Coleman is garbage this year.
Yeah, like last year he
Tariq
came on
Cohen?
strong.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
He's
why.
not a running back.
Jordan
he's a
Howard.
He's a catching
He's on
back.
the
He's
Eagles.
not-
This is why I look. Last year I had the Bears winning that division. I actually picked them as my sleeper team because I'm usually always right. This year the Tennessee Titans. There's still time.
Tell him
left.
about how you picked the Jets too to make the playoffs when you talk about
Definitely.
you're always right.
Let's talk about that.
Look in the
I'm a
camera
Jets
and
fan.
tell-
Let's talk about
Look
it.
in the camera and tell him you said
Let's
We're
that.
gonna
talk
talk
about
about that later on.
Yeah, I
right
know.
now,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about these Bears.
Mhm.
The reason why I wasn't high on them coming in the season because last year they basically had 2 free wins. Like I mean, come on, Green Bay, Detroit.
But that's still a
They-
10-6
they weren't-
record.
No, but this is the thing.
Still a good
Green Bay
record.
was horrible last year. This year
Terrible.
they brought in Adrian Amos.
Mhm.
They brought in the Smith brothers, Adarius and Preston Smith.
Yep.
You know that's
Aaron
what
Rodgers
they
is
needed.
balling.
They finally
He's
have a
Aaron
Green
good
Bay
defense.
beat them by what? 3 points?
3 points to open.
Green Bay
the
couldn't
opening
score.
Game.
Mhm.
The opening game.
And look,
Opening
if
game
the
of the
Bears
season.
could have scored, they'd have won that game. Green
That's why
Bay
we're
could
talking
not
about
score.
getting Mitchell Trubisky out of this.
He's garbage.
But this is the thing, like you have to take into
Terrible.
consideration that their schedule wasn't hard last year. Not
You're
only
right.
that, but the Bears lost so many pieces, even on that defense. Bryce
I mean,
Callahan.
that's true. But can you not? If I sub in another quarterback in that system, another quarterback just to fill that void so they can score more, do you think they would have a better record now?
A better quarterback than Mitch.
It
Yes.
depends on the quarterback.
By a significant
What
amount?
What quarterback are you replacing him with?
Okay, throwing a healthy Cam, just a healthy Cam Newton. A healthy Cam
Well, how
Newton
Cam
is
looked-
better than Mitchell Trubisky.
Listen. How Cam looked opening night was awful
Yeah,
when he first
it
started.
was still
that
better.
Was terrible.
I will still pick that Cam any day of
Yeah.
the
I'm
week.
not picking that Cam
I
over
mean-
Mitch. That's how bad Cam Newton looked.
Stop. Mitch is terrible.
Mitch
That's
is
how
healthy and
bad
garbage.
Can't
Mitch
believe
is
you just
healthy
said that.
and
I can't believe you
garbage.
just said that.
Mills-
Did you see the Tampa Bay and Carolina game?
Did you see Mitchell
Did you
Trubisky
see
when he's
how many
healthy?
throws?
The nigga, how are you garbage when you're healthy? What?
Did-
What?
Did you see?
Okay, let me give a better
quarterback.
Let me get a better quarterback.
Cam
Better
Newton
quar-
missed against the Bucks.
Let me get a better quarterback. Oh my God. All right, let me see.
There's a lot you can name, but
I was gonna say Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, 2 turnover machine. No,
But
Okay.
you even said that Jameis Winston can have
shows
some
flashes.
stellar
He
games.
does so
and
flash
have
when he
some
goes
terrible
crazy.
He
games.
does.
Okay, what about Josh Allen?
no,
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
that's not.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, absolutely,
Matter of fact,
absolutely.
let me think.
They'd go to the playoffs.
You throwing Matthew Stafford on the Bears right
Super
now?
Bowl contender.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's my
100%.
point.
But yeah,
100%.
I agree with you. But Matthew Stafford is better than Cam Newton.
No, but I get
Yeah,
that part. I'm
definitely
just saying to match Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
because the Packers are the best team in that division, correct?
Yeah.
I get that. You put Matthew Stafford with a defense. You put him on the Bears. You switched them out.
Mhm.
That defense could hold up enough where Matthew Stafford can put
I'll
points
tell
on the
you
board.
one thing. Opening game against Green Bay, Matt Stafford is definitely putting up
He's
more
not-
than 3 points.
yeah, he's not putting up
definitely
3
putting up more than
points.
3 points.
You know what's the
100%.
thing that
And he's
I
gonna
think
get
people
Allen
don't-
Robinson looks.
I think
Yeah.
people don't realize this enough is that the Bears have a phenomenal coach in Matt Nagy.
He's a
I don't
good
think
coach.
their offense, the
I
playbook
think-
isn't phenomenal because
No,
of Matt.
I think their playbook is phenomenal.
It's only so
just
much.
Mitch can't-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's only
can't
so much they
execute.
could do with his limitations.
Mm.
So you have to bundle the playbook down to your quarterback's limitation. That's why their playbook is so small.
I mean, the biggest concern about Mitchell Trubisky is
scared.
that not even that. It's just that he doesn't look at one side of the field. He looks at the left side of the field and totally dismisses the right side.
I mean,
And Tariq Cohen, to your point, that you were saying before, he's looked bad because he doesn't have a Jordan Howard this year.
yeah, he's not a running.
Like,
he's not a running back.
Tariq Cohen was never. He's a receiving
Yeah,
back. He's
I know.
5'6".
Yeah,
He
definitely.
can't run in
Mhm.
between tackles.
My thing is though, also too, you got to look at the fact that did you watch the last week's game? Mitchell Trubisky looked scared.
against Philadelphia.
Yeah. Like when I'm watching us play, and he just he's looking, and he's like, no, and just throws it like he looks scared to play football.
Bears had 14.
I mean, I think we
14
can
total
all
points
we
of
can all
offense
agree
against them,
that
too.
Mitchell Trubisky is pretty much. This is his last year as a starting quarterback.
I think so.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's going to be a backup.
If I look at their next couple games,
Like
you guys
even
got them beating the Lions.
No.
Do you have them beating the Rams?
With Jalen
Nah.
Ramsey? No, he's
No.
taking away his target.
Giants?
Yes.
yeah,
Lions again.
No.
yeah, they'll be the Lions once. Yeah.
Okay. Then you
One
got
out
the
of two.
Cowboys? No. Green Bay? No. Chiefs? No. Vikings? I believe not.
They better
So
draft
they're looking at a 5-11 record.
Jerry Jeudy. We need him. Bring him to Philly. Yo, Jerry Jeudy, Philly. Gotta
Come
call
to the
it.
Jets, bro. We need a wide receiver. Our number one is Robbie Anderson. He thinks
Can
he's
we get
good.
on
I
the
don't think he's
topic
that
of the
good.
day though, please? Because I need to discuss this because
We have to talk about this.
I was proven wrong in California when I went with my friends. They proved me wrong about this Lamar Jackson guy. He's phenomenal. This young Jets Sam Darnold guy right here truly believes Lamar Jackson is overrated. So I want to hear his take on why he thinks
Yeah, let's
that
hear take.
performance last week against the undefeated
The
Patriots.
gave them
was
their
overrated.
first loss.
Before
He
I
had 3
before I
touchdowns.
talk about why Lamar
rushing.
Jackson
2 rushing,
is
1 throwing, 21 points of
before I
offense.
talk
Go ahead.
about why Lamar Jackson is not a special player, he's a dynamic player. He's not a special player. And before I talk about that,
You're dynamic,
want-
you're special.
I want you guys to talk about why you guys were impressed by his win against the Patriots.
I just want to throw out some stats.
I
for
want
you.
you guys to talk about that.
I feel like Stephen A today. I just want to throw out some numbers. No, I feel like Max today, actually. I just want to throw out some numbers to you. 20th in yards, 17th in touchdowns, 11th in rushing yards, 16th in rushing yards. So he's top 20 in 4 categories. 64% completion rate, 95.5 QBR rate. His quality wins came against the Seahawks and the Patriots. Against the Patriots, he had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, a throwing touchdown. Listen, he may not be the best thrower.
Nah.
That's understandable. He's
Yes.
he's 20.
It's obvious to
Okay,
me.
he's 22 years
He
old.
could definitely get better.
But he can get better. But at a young age like this, he's finding ways to win games.
Definitely.
And even if you can't make the right play all the time, you see promise. You see the potential in him, and that's why he's probably gonna be top 10, top 5 quarterback in 2 to 3 years. And it's just you could see flashes. Honestly,
I say
mean,
top 10. I don't know about top 5.
I mean, look at it like
Well,
this:
we'll
you
see.
drafted Sam Darnold,
Yeah.
and he has proven he couldn't even beat the Bills
But listen.
and make throws.
But-
But hold on.
You're
I
not
just want
using
to
context, but okay, keep going. I was
I
at the
want to
week
say
1 game.
against the Bills, I was also there, and I watched him make underneath throws to Robbie Anderson.
Very true.
Under about 3 that cost you guys the
The
game.
one in the end
And-
zone that was
in
right
the
in
4th,
front of
that
me.
cost you guys the game. Yet you jump on Lamar Jackson when your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, can't throw the ball. I'm curious to know how the hell did you come up with that conclusion? I want to know. The camera's on you. I'm interested. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to my boy Jordan.
So after I go home, I think I'm gonna have to rinse out my ears because everything that came out your mouth is complete dirt. You named me these stats. You said 20th in passing yards. Since when is that special?
I mean, that's
Since
coming
when
from
is 20th?
a guy with your same words
What
that you
has
said can't
been-
throw the ball.
What? He's 20th.
But he's
I
getting better
can't.
though. But he's
Yeah,
getting better.
20th means that he's not
getting
better than
better.
half of the NFL quarterbacks at throwing the ball.
But we
He's
know he's not the
17th
Wait,
best
yards
thrower.
determined.
We know
Wait,
he's not the
Philip
best thrower.
Rivers is the lead. Isn't he the leader in yards?
Yes.
He's a top 5 thrower in the league.
Yeah.
Top 5. He's a top 10
No,
quarterback.
I didn't ask you that. Is he a top 5 thrower in the league?
Top 5 thrower. Are you talking about arm talent or are you talking about
If you
quarterback?
lead the league in yards,
He's a
what does that
talented
mean?
passer.
What does that mean?
If you lead you're a great passer. He's a phenomenal passer.
So he should be so by the declaration of that stat, he should be the by what you
No,
just say, he
no,
should
no,
be
no,
the best
no,
passer.
no,
He
no,
should be
no.
the best passer in the
Really?
league, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. I say no because you have to take into consideration
Context.
other stats. Because that's
Okay,
not
so
the
take
only
into
stats.
Lamar Jackson.
So I'll take.
Under-
I have a bunch of stats for Lamar Jackson. Oh my God, where do I start? 17th in passing touchdowns. Is that special?
No, it's good though. He's top
7.
20.
It's not top 10.
He's top 20.
It's not top
For
15.
a running quarterback.
wait. Are
Well, we're
top-
not calling him a top 10
Are
quarterback.
the quarterbacks between the 11th and 15th range special?
No, but they're probably better throwers than him.
They're not special though.
No, they're pretty
Well, it
good.
depends. Who do you have
Okay.
at 11? Who do you have sitting
It's
out of
seven-
We
11?
have our quarterback list has Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz at between 11 and 15, correct?
Mhm.
They're better than Lamar Jackson at throwing the ball.
Dak Prescott's a top 6 quarterback in the NFL, so it's not.
We'll
it's
get
not
that
even a
next week. We'll
debate.
get on that next
So
week.
look,
yeah.
we'll-
He's
yeah.
17th in quarterback rating.
Yeah.
17th. That's not special. He's 17th in completion percentage. That's not special. He's a dynamic, but he's not a special player. He has the 7th ranked offensive line, so that just confutes your point about how you said the Sam Darnold can't throw. Sam Darnold doesn't have time to throw. We're a bottom 20 offensive line.
Oh, yeah,
Lamar
our
Jackson
offensive
has one of
line
the
is
No, I
terrible.
understand that.
Lamar
but
Jackson
Can you
has
hear-
the 7th best offensive line.
You were at the Bills game.
Yeah.
How much time did he have when he threw those passes?
I mean, the 3 that he overthrew and underthrew, 1 in the end zone. He
Are people not going
definitely
to
should've
talk
made that
about
throw.
the Bills' savvy on the defensive end,
Yeah,
especially
no,
the
no.
defensive
I get
tackle,
that, but
for
JC,
tipping down
we
balls?
saw
I was
that
there.
game.
I was there. I was right behind the
You
end
didn't see
zone.
it. We saw it.
The
Everything.
Bills tipped down a lot of footballs.
But we're
From
talking
every
about
great
quarterback.
but listen, we're talking about the 3 he overthrew and underthrew. The one in the end zone had him open. threw
There
it
was
behind
one
him.
he almost got Robbie head off.
All right,
Yeah.
but look, this is the thing. We're not talking about Sam Darnold. As much as I love Sam Darnold,
I don't know
we're not
why.
talking about him being a special quarterback. Right now, he's not a special quarterback. Same as Lamar Jackson.
We call Lamar Jackson a special player.
He's not a special player. He's not a special quarterback. He's
You
a
named-
dynamic player.
Yeah.
When you're
He's a
dynamic, you're a
dynamic.
special
No,
player because you
he's
can do
a-
multiple
no, he's
things.
a
You
dynamic,
don't talk
meaning-
you don't talk about how he extends plays.
He,
You don't
oh,
you don't talk
mm.
about he extends plays.
He's
Did
a
you not see the
dynamic
Patriots
player
game last
because
week?
when I watch Lamar Jackson play, I'll give it to you. I'm like, wow. I'm in awe. He's an
So
absolute.
then how is he not
he's-
special if
look,
you are in
he's,
awe?
awe,
He's a
right?
phenomenal runner of the football.
Uh-huh.
He's middle of the pack.
Is he getting
in
better at
passing.
throwing? Is he getting better at throwing?
He's
compared
gotten
to
better.
last
I mean,
year? Okay.
I would pray that he gets better at throwing because he was a horrible thrower. But what I'm
He's a
talking
horrible
about now
thrower.
He
is
made-
look,
he got him to the
this is
playoffs.
the
Got them to the
only
playoffs.
thing.
Joe Flacco, who you rave about, who you raved
You
about.
rave about
You
Joe
plugged
Flick?
Lamar Jackson in. They made the playoffs. Look at them this year. They just beat the Patriots.
All the
You
teams
rave
that
about Joe
all the
Flacco?
teams-
Like, come
all
on.
the teams that Lamar Jackson has faced on that stretch when Joe Flacco went out, Joe Flacco would have won.
What about this
LOL.
year? When he beat the
Oh
when
my
Joe Flacco
God.
beat the Patriots. Answer the
He
question.
has
No way.
before.
No, we're not talking
He
about
has
years
That
ago.
was
before.
years
We're
ago.
talking about
That
Lamar
was-
He
wasn't even-
has
that was
before.
years
Lamar
ago. That
Jackson
was
wasn't
years
He
even
ago.
in
has
college when he
before.
did it.
Yeah, that was
He
years ago,
has
bro.
before.
Nah.
Are you serious?
And we're not
That's
gonna
all I
talk about
have
the
to
defense. What
say.
Ed
No, that's
Reed and
the-
Ray
He
Lewis.
has before.
Hold on, no,
Granted,
no,
he
no,
played
no.
well in
You're
the
telling me
postseason. He
what
played
he
well in the
beat.
postseason,
You're
though.
telling me would Joe Flacco beat the Patriots? Well, I don't have to make an if guess because
Yes,
he
you
has.
do.
But that was
we can
years
search
ago.
up the game.
But
He-
that was
What
he
year was
a
that? Wait, what
phenomenal
year was that? What
quarterback
year was
in
that? What year was
playoffs.
that? What year was
Ray
that?
Lewis is last year.
Ray was.
He
I
was
don't
a
even think Lamar
phenomenal
Jackson was
player
in
the
college.
playoffs. Look, I'll give you this: the Ravens are a middle of the pack defense, but you want to know what's an amazing stat? They're second in allowed rush yards per game. So they have a top 3 running defense, and
And a-
guess what?
and a top
They're
20
fourth.
passing defense.
They're fourth on the
They're
offensive
fourth.
line.
They're fourth in plays run.
And yet he
Which
still
means
extend,
that
he still
no,
makes
they're,
plays.
no, they're fourth. The Ravens defense are fourth in plays run, which means that they get off the field quick.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson has so many opportunities to get out and do things on the offensive end, and he still is 17th in passing yards per game. Why? Look, you're
Because
talking
he's
about
11th in
Lamar
rushing
Jackson.
yards?
Lamar Jackson is a winner. A winner against who? I'll give you this. Lamar Jackson
He's
does.
beat the MVP
Lamar
candidate we
Jackson-
just named.
Yeah.
He beat the GOAT. What more do you see?
So,
What
so,
more do you
so
see?
Marcus Peters didn't have an interception in that game.
He
He had
did.
nothing to do with that win.
No, I didn't say he didn't.
Nah, yeah, the
I- we-
Patriots scored 20 points.
So
didn't
we'll
say
talk
that.
about this. Lamar Jackson is 3-3 against 500 teams,
For a young guy,
including playoffs.
that's 50.
With
that's
the
50%.
great roster, I'd say that's a great assembled
500.
roster.
If they're middle of the pack,
That's
you just called
500.
them a middle.
That's 500.
Wait. Name a, okay. Besides your little Andrews player, you swear is great. Name a great receiver on their team,
Yeah, facts.
and name
I
a great
can't
running back because
name-
Mark Ingram is
I
not
can't
great.
He's not
name
great.
a great receiver on the team, but
Or a great running back.
together as a whole,
I don't think they're
they
great. I think
have
they're
a
good.
great group.
What's
think
their
they're
offensive
good.
They
line
have a
ranking?
great-
Fourth, right?
They're
Fourth.
seventh.
They're seventh. Okay.
What's
and
their pass
offensive
defense
line.
rank? 17th.
Their pass defense rate is 17th.
Yeah.
But guess what?
They're a good
Like I
team.
said,
They're not
they're
great. They're a
fourth in
good team.
plays run the
They're a
game,
good
so they
team.
get off the field.
And they're a good team. Listen, they're a good team.
Mhm.
They've played good. He's beaten quality teams. He's 3-3. You say he's 3-3, so he's 50.
He's 3-3,
500.
including last year, not this year.
I know
This
what I'm
year,
saying.
he's played 3 games. He's 2-1.
So
Okay, he's
5-4.
2-1. But look,
Yeah.
the
Don't be
teams
mad.
he's
Listen,
faced,
you're
the teams
throwing
he's
your stats
faced,
in our
the
face.
teams
He's getting
he's
emotional.
faced,
He's getting emotional.
Steelers. Is that a great team?
You're counting.
They're 4-4. They're
Is that
4
a
and
great
4,
team?
and they just
It's
beat the
an
Colts.
okay
They're
team.
that a
4-4.
great
They beat
team?
the Colts.
The Dolphins,
Whack.
Trash.
Trash.
the Jets.
Didn't your top 6 quarterback play these teams too?
The Patriots.
Dak,
This
right?
is the
Yeah, Dak.
Look, this is the look. Lamar Jackson
Wait.
Of course, he was going to look good against the Patriots. The Patriots haven't faced a
We didn't bring up those
opponent.
games. You listen. Those games you're supposed to dominate.
All right, so
those
wait,
are stat games.
let me. So you said they weren't a formidable opponents the prior games with the Patriots, right? Who did you have winning that game?
I had the Patriots.
And how much did you have them by? Because I remember you
had
raving
them-
last week saying that they were gonna actually win
It depends. It
by a wide
depended.
margin. Let's hear this.
I think it depended on a lot of things. One, I didn't know which Patriots were showing up. Quite frankly,
They're
Oh,
8-0.
you're crazy. They're 8-0.
With the best defense in the NFL.
Usually the Patriots defense save their best game and game plan for the playoffs. They know that they're going to face the Ravens in the playoffs, so they didn't go all out on Lamar Jackson.
Even though you picked them to win.
You picked them to win.
I picked them to win because
And you said
I'll
Lamar
say,
Jackson was
I
going to get
didn't
exposed by
believe-
the number one defense.
I didn't
He
believe.
definitely said that.
I didn't believe Lamar Jackson could
Wait.
throw his way into the game, which he didn't.
He ran his way.
He ran his way.
You got to win the
He has
game,
a
right?
passing
It's-
touchdown.
At the end of the day, it's about
He ran
winning.
his
touchdown.
At the end of the day, it's about winning,
He
right?
ran his
Of
way,
course it's about winning.
but
You got to win
He
by
literally
any
ran-
means.
he
Say it's not
ran
about
his
winning.
way. But look, that's not how I want my quarterbacks to win games. I want
Who'd
my
you-
quarterbacks to throw the ball.
Who'd you pick to win the Seahawks versus Ravens game?
I don't
lie.
think I didn't sit down and pick a team.
But who would you
I saw
pick
the
before
final
the game?
result.
Who would you pick before the game?
I'd pick the Ravens. A good defense.
He's lying.
A great offensive line.
Seattle?
Yes.
Over the MVP
yes.
so far.
Yes.
Over the MVP of the league
Russ
so
Wilson
far.
didn't have a great game that game
Oh, he didn't. Wow.
because of their defense. Something that
The
Lamar
middle of the
Jackson has
pack
to his
defense.
advantage.
The
Yo, he's
20th ranked
crazy.
defense.
He's crazy.
They played like a top 5 defense that game. I couldn't see they were middle of the pack that game. I couldn't.
I mean,
They weren't that game. You know it.
I have- I have
you
Lamar
know it.
Jackson's schedule coming up.
Is it going to be as easy as the beginning of the schedule? Because look,
Wait. You're a contradiction. I'm going to tell you why you're a contradiction. Dak Prescott, your favorite man in the world, played the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Giants week 3. You called him the best quarterback in the world after he dominated those 3 garbage-ass teams. And now you're throwing
That's
in the...
false.
And
That's
now,
false.
and now you're...
One, I'll tell you why that's false, and I say, look, if you're looking, I'm looking straight at you, to the audience. This is why you can't believe the gibberish that comes out this guy's mouth, because I have never said that Dak Prescott was the best quarterback. I know for
You
a fact
definitely said he
I've
was top
never
five.
said he is
For the
top
season?
5. He was.
You
top
called him
5.
top 5
He
after
is
3
top
games
5.
against
No,
the
no,
Steelers
no,
with
It's
4
Dak
wins.
Prescott.
let's see.
Can we talk? That's Dak Prescott.
What did he do against
He's not
y'all?
even the best player on his offense.
That's Dak Prescott. He had a great game against us. Their defense lost in that game. He led the Cowboys back.
Oh, facts. Didn't you just say Jets? When you play the Jets, it doesn't count. Is y'all horrible?
I never said if you play the
You
Jets,
said
it doesn't
those
count.
formidable
I never
opponents
said
count.
that.
We're talking
I
about formidable
never said
opponents. So,
that.
so
I-
Yo, let's do
never
this.
said that.
Let's look at this. So, week 1 they opened up against the Giants. We know that was gonna end.
that doesn't count,
The
right?
Redskins are one of the worst teams in the league.
That doesn't count, right?
The Dolphins are an atrocity.
That doesn't count, right?
When they played the Saints, that's when they started losing. They lost. They played the Packers, lost.
So
They lost to the Jets.
So
Let's talk about how Dak
does
lost to
Lamar
the Jets.
Jackson games against the Dolphins count? I'm asking.
Yeah.
It does.
Didn't
Oh,
they
okay.
put up
It
59
does
points
count.
on them?
But because
59 points on
it
them.
does count, but this is the thing. You're using those games as evidence.
No,
to
we're not.
tell
We
me-
didn't
No,
bring
no.
up the games.
Let me finish my point. You're using those Lamar Jackson games against those bad opponents to justify that he's a special player. Dak Prescott has won a playoff game. Dak Prescott has played a lights out his entire career. He has a track record. He's leading the NFL in QBR.
They just beat the
this
Patriots.
season.
They
He's-
just beat the Patriots.
When Ezekiel Elliott runs over for 100 yards, they're the best team in the world. When he doesn't, they're under 500.
Well, Dak Prescott looked like the best quarterback in the world against those
Didn't he just say he's never called him the best quarterback?
Philadelphia.
Did
no,
he just say that?
Yo,
to be
man.
frank, and to be fair, I didn't say he was. I said he looked. He looked like the best quarterback in the world against the Eagles, in which Carson Wentz looked abysmal. And we
Did you
can't
watch the
even
game?
come-
Did you watch the game?
Yes, I watched the game.
watched the game.
Front and back.
You couldn't have
Fumbles,
watched
Page
the
for
game.
turnovers.
page.
Because he
Everything
threw the
that
ball
went
to
in-
Dallas Goddard the first play, and Dallas Goddard got stripped. So to blame that on Carson Wentz just proves you're a hater. Because it's not his fault. It's not my fault
Now,
if
mind
I
you-
throw you the ball and you get stripped.
Mind you.
It's
Against,
not my
against the
fault.
Jets, he said that nobody showed up but Dak. But you're not gonna say the same for Carson Wentz. Granted, he didn't
They
show up against
showed
the
up.
he didn't show up against the Cowboys,
showed
but
up.
there were errors that he
It's
himself
out of
can't
his
prevent.
control.
He can't prevent.
Nelson Aguilar watched the ball fall in front of him.
his
Go ahead,
face.
say it was a bad pass.
Did
I dare
Carson
you.
Wentz show up?
No, but don't blame everything on
On
him.
him.
You can't.
Did he show? Well, that's all I wanted to hear.
Forget all that. You lost to the Jets. Dak didn't show up. I don't care what nobody says.
Dak
you could throw,
showed up
you
against
could
the
throw up
Jets.
all the
Dak
stats in the
showed up.
world against Green
Dak
Bay.
showed
Those
up against
stats
the
are
Jets.
misleading because those were in garbage
Garbage
time.
time.
They got smoked. They weren't gonna win.
So just like
Definitely,
the
but
stats.
it was-
Hey,
getting
wait.
smoked.
Talk about Green Bay. Guess who beat Green Bay? Guess. Take a wild
3
swing at
touchdowns,
it.
0 picks, perfect quarterback rating.
take a
Carson
swing.
Wentz.
So
What?
the Eagles beat Green Bay because their running game actually had more yards than their passing game.
I mean,
and
they're
all three of Carson Wentz
put them in position to
the win-
score.
All
He
three.
didn't turn the ball over. 3
No,
touchdowns, no picks,
Carson
perfect
Wentz,
quarterback
You
rating.
didn't watch the
Carson
game.
Wentz.
You didn't watch the
Carson
game.
Wentz
You didn't watch
scored.
the game.
Carson Wentz
Carson Wentz
scored.
scored 3
His
touchdowns.
running game put them in position.
You didn't watch the
You
game.
got that
You
position
didn't watch the game. You
juxtaposed.
didn't watch the
It's
game.
not even close.
didn't watch the game.
Yes, I did
How
watch
many
the
games
game.
do you watch?
Jordan Howard
How many games do you
was
watch a
running
year?
all over that Green Bay defense.
How many
Jordan
games-
Howard was phenomenal.
How many games
I
do you
looked
watch
at
a
Jordan
game?
Howard and said, "This is the guy we were expecting from Chicago."
How
And
many
that's
games-
exactly
how
you
many
watched
games
him.
do you watch a
Miles
year?
Sanders was good too.
How many games do you watch a year?
I watch a lot of
It's
games a year.
impossible
Yep.
because you are talking
Yep.
that, excuse my
Wait.
language,
So
bullshit.
if Carson Wentz put them in position, then how come the running game had more yards than the passing game? How come?
It's pretty simple. It's really pretty simple. We were 81% on third down completions, and every drive we threw it on third down completions. Carson Wentz was the reason. First of all, he scored 3 touchdowns. Regardless, he only had about 185 yards.
On a fluke wheel route blown coverage by Blake Martinez.
What about the other 2?
red zone touchdowns? Goal line, not impressive at
Red
all. He
zone
didn't make
touchdowns,
great
what?
throws. He didn't
Isn't
make great
Carson Wentz one of the
throws.
best
He
red
didn't
zone
make great
quarterbacks in the
throws.
league?
Yeah,
He didn't make
he's
great
actually the
throws.
best
The
red
best,
zone.
right?
He's
The
best
best red zone quarterback in the league has them at 4-4.
We're not
Cowboys
4
at
and 4.
5-4.
We're not 4 and 4, and the Cowboys aren't 5 and 4. We're 5 and 4. The Cowboys are 4 and 3. They had a bye.
No, search that up right now.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I
search
really
it
want
up.
you to search that up.
Okay, because we just won 2 in a row.
They're definitely not 5-4.
We are 5 and 4.
Search that up.
We were 3 and 4.
Search
We
that
beat
up.
the
Search that
Bills,
up.
and then we
Search
beat
that
the
up.
Bears.
Search
They're
it up.
5 and 3. The
Search it
Cowboys
up.
are 5 and 3.
Oh, they're
What are
5
the
and 3.
Eagles?
We're 5 and 4.
The Eagles are 5 and 4.
They had a bye last week. We have a bye
Okay.
this
He's
week.
right about the bye, wrong
Okay,
about the
so
record.
we were
Yeah.
each wrong, one each. Okay.
No, but
Yo,
you just said some
Yeah,
nonsense.
let's
No,
move
you
on.
said some
Yeah,
nonsense.
You said we're
Yeah, listen,
4 and 4.
Listen.
That's the same as 5-4 to me.
How?
Because you guys are gonna lose to the Cowboys anyway. 6 times you lose face, so it doesn't matter. You guys are gonna finish 500.
Well, they're gonna play in Philly, right? You're gonna play Philly this time?
Doesn't matter where
For
you
a
play.
very important game?
As long as Dak Prescott is in the building, suited up with that star on his helmet, he will not lose to Philadelphia. He owns the Eagles. He owns the Eagles.
He has no Super
record
Bowl.
He
against them.
owns the
He has no
Eagles.
Super Bowl.
He owns.
Our
Does
best year-
Carson Wentz has a Super Bowl? You're counting that year as a Super Bowl for Carson
I mean,
Wentz?
he's the guy-
Carson Wentz has not played a snap at quarterback
Can I ask you
in
a
the
question? I'm gonna ask
playoffs.
you because you're kind of smart.
Yeah.
If let's say we throw in, who do you want to throw in? Just name a
For
quarterback.
the Eagles?
Yeah, that year.
Any quarterback
Yeah,
that
just
year.
throw a quarterback.
Well,
in.
you just have to name one better than Nick Foles. It's not hard.
Nick Foles, he was the guy that got us 13 and 3.
Carson Wentz did not get you
Carson
13
Wentz
Don't
playing
make
like an
sense.
MVP. Carson Wentz playing like an MVP. Carson Wentz playing like an MVP.
That's a
bro.
lie. Don't say 13
Bro,
and
and
3.
if you're gonna
Look
sit
at the
here-
record.
listen, if
Carson
you're-
Wentz played 11 games, right?
Listen,
He
if
did
you're,
not
gonna,
play.
if you're gonna sit
Oh,
here,
he did
yo,
not
listen,
play
yo,
16.
If you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me that Nick Foles
Start
can
Nick
do
Foles
that,
that year. Start Nick Foles that
can
year.
do that,
He
you think he
can.
can do that?
If Nick Foles can
Carson
throw
Wentz can go in the
500
playoffs and
yards
kill it.
in a Super Bowl game, he can go 13 and 3. He can win 10 games. he
Carson
can
Wentz
win
is the more
11
talented
games.
quarterback. He's the more talented
Whoa,
quarterback.
whoa,
Did you
whoa,
see?
whoa,
His-
whoa.
way more
Who's
talented
ever
quarterback.
said? Who's ever said that Carson Wentz wasn't the more talented quarterback?
We're getting
Are you
off-
talking about Carson Wentz versus Nick Foles?
We're getting off topic,
Nah,
guys.
I'm not even
sorry.
talking. One was an MVP
No.
candidate
I
that
know
year.
Carson Wentz is
Yeah.
better than Nick Foles. More talented. Is he more talented than Dak Prescott? Yeah. Is he better? No way. Not even close. Dak Prescott is way better. Because guess
See, now
what?
you're wilding.
He
He's
has.
definitely not
Give
way
us
better.
Ezekiel.
He-
I swear
wait,
to God,
he-
you give us Ezekiel
Ezekiel
Elliott.
be over.
You know,
Oh my
look,
God.
Carson
bro.
Wentz
You
has.
Ooh, give us
does
Amari
Carson Wentz-
Cooper.
Does Carson Wentz have that C on his jersey? The captain.
I don't think
symbol?
not last year.
Is he the captain?
Nah.
This year is he the captain?
I don't know.
Well, if he is, he should get it stripped because he's not a captain. Dak Prescott is a captain. That's why he has that C on his chest.
Dak
He's
Prescott
a
is
real
not the best
captain.
player.
I
on
bet
his
you we can name
offense.
more
He's a real
players
captain.
on Dallas than we can on Philly.
Definitely.
Who's better on the Dallas's defensive side than Fletcher Cox?
On the line, nobody. But I could name 4 that's better than our 4. Yeah, I
Leighton
know.
Vander
Damn it,
Esch,
I'm waiting. You name
Jalen
him.
Smith, Leighton Vander Esch,
Demarcus
inside-
Lawrence,
DeMarcus
like
Lawrence,
Byron Jones.
Byron Jones.
Okay, This year, yeah.
Last year, no, not last year. Yeah, too. Last year the defense was better.
Year,
Nothing. That was 2 years ago.
the year.
That was 2 years ago.
Okay, what am I about to say? Okay, I'll say this: the Eagles' offensive line is just as good as Dallas's,
But not better.
It's just as good.
And ours is more injury prone.
It's just as good, definitely.
So you're acting like
But
Tyron
Tyron
Smith wasn't
Smith's been
injured
out.
against the Jets.
Yeah,
Lyle Collins
Collins.
wasn't
Yeah,
injured
like
against
Jason
the Jets.
Peters hasn't played the last 4 games, and that's the heart and soul of our offensive line.
Well, it depends because
Well,
guess what?
can we all be real on one thing? As of right now, Dak Prescott has better weapons than Carson Wentz.
Go ahead and I dare you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Who's better?
Go. Oh yeah.
If
Go
you
ahead.
pick
Let's do
one
this.
player on the Eagles to receive the ball, who are you picking between the Cowboys and Eagles? Who's the first player you're picking?
Zach Ertz, of course.
Oh,
If you
who's on the team? Whose team does that belong to?
Carson Wentz.
But that doesn't just because you have the best player on offense doesn't mean you have the best
Deshaun
offense.
Jackson was
Oh,
out
you know
after
that, right?
one
Oh.
play all year.
Who's second? Who's second?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
No, actually, let's stop.
Zeke.
Who's the best offensive player on both our teams? Zeke. Then
Yeah,
who's next?
Zeke.
Zach. Then who's next? Amari Cooper. Stop it. Stop it right now. I see what you tried to do.
Yeah.
You tried to be slick. No.
Look,
Zeke
look.
is by far the best offensive player on both our offense.
Yeah.
And you know that.
100%.
You know
100%.
that. You stop.
Zeke is a great
bro, I
player.
can't.
I'll tell him, but he is nothing without Dak.
Oh, stop it.
Dak makes Zeke.
Oh my
And
god.
what is Zach without Carson Wentz?
What is Carson Wentz without a running game either?
Did you know our running game was top 20 in the league that year? He was going to win the MVP.
Did you know that Carson Wentz has not won a game when his team has ran for less than 75 yards?
Okay.
So he's
You know we
he
run
hasn't
3
won a
running
game.
backs, right?
He hasn't won a game.
We run a 2
yeah,
to 3
okay.
running back system.
And sometimes 3 running backs is better than that one.
I'm not saying
you
it's
have a
not.
committee.
I'm not saying
true.
it's not.
Look at
I'm
the
not saying
49ers.
it.
Look at the 49ers.
That's a great system to run, but don't act like the year he won MVP, our running game was special.
It wasn't.
We just had multiple guys go in there.
Nobody that
Yeah, but
Carson
that
Wentz has
means
had in the
that
backfield is
your
better
running,
than Ezekiel
your running
Elliott.
back committee was
Nobody.
special. They
It was
were
good.
special.
It wasn't.
It was good.
They were-
Zeke probably had more yards that year than all our running backs put together. It's not.
Bro, he has
all
3 rushing
close.
titles. Like, what is he
Like,
talking about,
We
bro?
have Zeke.
What you mean we?
We
The
have Zeke.
Cowboys have
Look,
Zeke.
look.
You're a
Jets
Jets
fan.
No, I'm talking.
Don't
I'm
do
along
that.
with
putting up
me.
this list. In this list, we have Zeke.
I'm sorry we got off track, but this gets me mad. Go.
We have Zeke. Zach Ertz.
Amari Cooper just had 20 yards on the Packers. That little defense you love
Zach
to throw
Ertz.
about.
Zach Ertz. Who's third?
Cooper.
Cooper. Who
By
scored?
far.
Who
I
scored?
don't even know. Alshon Jeffrey is not good anymore. He's not good.
He's not playing
I
that
promise
good
you
at
he's
all.
not good
I'll
anymore.
tell you that Alshon Jeffrey or Nelson Aguilar are better than Michael Gallup.
Nelson Aguilar.
Michael
He is.
Gallup's not that
Michael
bad.
Gallup is
Gallup's
not
that bad.
good. He's
Nelson
okay.
Gallup's
not
good
that bad.
either.
Michael
Nelson
Gallup's
is
not that
better
bad.
than
Nelson leads the
Michael
league in
Gallup is
drop
not that bad.
passes.
Aguilar is better.
Our receivers lead the
Than-
league in
than
drop
Gallup.
catchable passes.
Is,
You know-
are we just gonna ignore that Randall Cobb sucks?
No, he sucks.
Randall
I didn't
Cobb's
even
trash.
bring him up.
Sorry.
You
Hey,
brought
And
him
Jason
up.
Not that
Witten
good.
is like 38.
He's better than
So
Nelson
who is he
Aguilar.
really throwing
He's
to?
better than Nelson Aguilar. I
He
promise you he's
is.
better than Nelson Aguilar.
He does more on the
Michael
team.
Gallup is
He
better than
blocks,
Nelson Aguilar.
catches.
I promise you
He
he is.
definitely is,
No,
bro.
he's
Nelson
not.
Aguilar sucks.
No, he's not.
He
not that
sucks.
So
good.
then when we have look, okay.
Alshon Jeffrey was dropping simple passes against the
So
Bears.
Michael-
Bobble,
so you
Did
didn't-
he drop
so
it in
you
the
didn't
playoffs
see
that goes
us?
in the game with Nick
Bobble,
Foles?
bobble,
Yeah, you're
bobble,
wild.
bobble, like,
You're wild.
they're hitting his
So
head, he's
you
just
didn't
dropping.
see, you didn't see Michael Gallup. Oh, for the record, when they lost against the Jets, Amari was out.
I know.
2 of the tackles were out. Michael Gallup dropped a
That's
lot
the
of
Jets. You
Michael,
should beat
Michael,
them.
Michael Gallup dropped a lot of balls that game.
The Jets were
we-
0-4.
Are we going
The
to
Jets
make
were
that clear?
0-4. The Jets
Michael
were
Gallup
0-4.
dropped
You
a
shoulda
lot
beat
of
'em.
footballs
You shoulda
that
beat 'em.
game. Michael
If
Gallup
Dak
dropped a lot of
Prescott's
footballs
that good,
game.
he can win a game without him.
Against the
Carson
Jets?
Wentz has won games without Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. Riv, am I wrong?
What?
Riv, am I wrong?
Are
Am
we
I
gonna
wrong?
act like Deshaun is some game-breaking player now?
What the f-
He's
Yo,
not.
I mean,
He's
I mean,
He
look,
not.
literally has the record for most 30-plus yard touchdowns. What's wrong
How
He
with
won
him?
it
long
after
ago-
first
how
play.
long
He
ago
won it
was
after
that?
first play.
How
What
long
do you
ago?
mean?
How
It's a
long
record
ago?
for all time.
Time out,
What do you
time out.
mean?
He said, wait, he said how
well,
long
I
ago?
want to see.
Time out,
He
time
had
out.
one
did
this
last
year.
I want to see what he did
He
last
said how long
year.
ago? Piggyback off that Joe Flacco thing that we were talking about a long time ago. How long ago was that win that Joe Flacco had against the Patriots?
Hypocrite,
You want to talk
hypocrite,
about long?
hypocrite,
Come on, man.
Quarterbacks are more
I'm on
durable
him.
than wide receivers, so
Oh
you
my
can't even compare the two
goodness.
positions.
Oh
He,
my
he
So
had
I'm
one
just
this
gonna
year.
ignore
Oh my
that.
He had one this. He had 2
Oh
this
my
year.
goodness.
He had 2 this year.
Deshaun Jackson is not a game-breaking player. I think Golden Tate is better than him right now.
You think Robbie Anderson's good?
he's okay?
No, you think he's good.
It's not-
Yo,
but-
yo.
It's
Everybody watching this, he thinks Robbie Anderson is better than Cooper Kupp. We're not gonna talk on it.
Joel, you have to
just let that
understand
sink in.
something that even though Deshaun Jackson,
I've never said he's better than Cooper Kupp.
wait,
Oh
even though
my
Deshaun,
God.
I've said,
Oh
hold up,
my
before you finish.
goodness.
I've said that if Cooper Kupp is the best receiver on your team, it's like the same as having Robbie Anderson. If you put Cooper Kupp on the Jets with him and
Robbie Anderson runs one route.
if you switch
fly.
Cooper Kupp and
And
Robbie
it doesn't even
Anderson,
work.
does that
It worked against the Cowboys.
Answer me this question: if you switch Cooper Kupp and Robbie Anderson, is the Jets offense great? Is it good?
Answer that question. We're gonna throw that on the story. Listen, back to what I was saying. It's not that Deshaun Jackson. It's just when you have a receiver like my
That can
boy
stretch
Bart
the
Scott
field.
said on the.
I know
ESPN,
that he stretches the
If
field.
you have a receiver like that, it
yeah.
just changes the game.
Carson Wentz doesn't see
100%.
20 yards. He sees the whole field now because he has a deep threat. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that you're not going to sit here and convince me that Carson Wentz receivers are not better than Cowboys receivers, because they are.
I mean, let me ask you a question though. What's the ranking? This is what we're gonna. If you can tell me the ranking of Dallas' receivers of dropped catchable passes, I will agree with you. Until then, I'll listen. But other than that, Nelson Aguilar leads the league in dropped catchable passes.
Amari
Our receiver-
Cooper once led the league in drop passes too.
Yeah,
That was
that
on
was you
Oakland.
guys.
That was on Oakland.
With Oakland.
With Cowboys,
Yeah, with Oakland.
he
But
turned
just
his career around.
because you drop a lot of
No, but it's not that-
doesn't mean that you're a horrible
Okay, but
bad
Amari
receiver.
Cooper has 1,000.
You know.
Okay. Amari Cooper has an 1,000-yard season. He has 2. Nelson Aguilar has how many? Does he have an 800-yard season?
I want you to search it up. We'll see. Search it up.
Like, let's talk about this young man, Nelson.
I bet you his stats are not
Watch
bad.
his passes
Compare
fly
them
across
to
his
Michael
face.
Gallup.
It's
Compare
crazy.
them to Michael Gallup.
No, he hasn't had an 800-yard receiving year. The most touchdowns he's ever had in the season was 8.
That's a lot. That means
That's
you're
pretty good.
one
Who's
for
throwing him
almost
the ball?
other
He has
Who's
every-
throwing the ball?
282 yards this year. How
Who's
many
throwing him
games
the ball?
he
Who's
played?
throwing him the ball? Who's throwing him the ball? Oh. Carson Wentz throwing him the ball.
Joel, he has
Carson Wentz throwing the
282
ball.
But
yards.
how does that make sense? Like, what does that even add to
Joel,
this
he has
argument?
What do you mean?
282 yards.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you just said.
Because you said that's a pretty good season. Who's throwing him the football?
Joel.
Who's
So-
making
So
sure?
we're gonna give
So-
credit to Carson Wentz for Nelson Aguilar having a good season. So are we
Yes,
gonna,
'cause-
so,
yes,
so now
you can
at
do
this
that.
point
Yes,
we're just gonna
what?
give credit to runners running the right holes and going through the right gaps
That's crazy.
because Carson Wentz passes gas. How are you giving
say
credit
that.
to these receivers? How are you giving Carson Wentz credit for these receivers playing well? That makes no sense.
Well, Nelson Aguilar drops a lot of passes, right?
He
We've
has
seen
200
passes sail across his face
He has 282 yards
right now.
receiving for
Didn't
the
he
season.
drop a pass against Atlanta that could
Yeah.
have
Oh,
actually
so
won
look,
you the
look,
game?
before you
And you're
s-
trying to
before-
sit here and
before
sell
you-
me that he's good?
Look,
Come
look,
on, bro.
okay.
Get out of here, bro.
Now that's funny. You have to
Get
admit
out-
that's
no, no,
funny.
Get out of
so
here. Get out of here
look,
with that, bro.
You have to admit that's funny.
Yeah, that's
Look,
just hysterical.
Nelson Aguilar is he's not a phenomenal. He's better
not-
than Michael Gallup though.
he's not
But
good.
look, what I'm gonna say
Bro,
here,
they're on the same tier.
I want, because this podcast has been mostly you two versus me. So we're gonna bring up a point that goes against him because he just said a major contradiction that we're not talking enough about.
Go ahead.
What we're
Bring it on.
What we're about to say is that he said when Nelson Aguilar had that good season, Carson Wentz was throwing him the ball.
Mhm.
He had 282
Watch this.
yards this season.
Watch
What
this.
did he
Watch
say?
this. Watch
What
this.
did he
Watch
say?
this. Watch this.
He
Watch
did
this.
not
Watch
mention
this.
Carson
Watch
Wentz
this.
was throwing him the
Watch this.
ball.
Watch this. Watch
He
this.
did not
No,
mention
watch
that.
this. Watch this. Watch this. Doesn't he lead the league in drop passes?
Yeah.
Did he not let a pass sail over his face?
Yeah.
Did he not drop a pass against Atlanta that could have won you the game? He's
Two.
having a
2.
season. It's on him.
He's not
The
good.
passes are there. He's not catching them. He's not catching them. How the hell is that Carson Wentz's fault?
Well, if you're gonna give credit to Carson Wentz for him having a good season, you
That
have to
Falcons.
give.
No,
I'm
you
gonna tell you
have-
what.
what
you
my
can't-
point
You
proves-
have to also say, oh, it might be Carson Wentz's fault because
That
No,
Falcons
no,
game,
no, no.
I'll give
And
you
to be fair, and to be fair, I never said that it's Carson Wentz's fault for that. I was just pointing out your contradiction. I'm not trying to argue with you.
Well, nah.
that Falcons game first half was all Wentz.
I
All
was
Wentz's
just
fault.
pointing
Wentz's
out
fault.
your contradiction.
All
I
Wentz's
mean,
That's
fault.
all I was
I
doing.
mean, I'm pointing out the fact that you think Nelson Aguilar is a good receiver. Is that what you said? Or a solid
He
receiver?
is a solid
The
receiver.
dude's
I
not
don't
catching
see
the
how he's
ball.
not.
That's your only job is to catch the ball. He's
Well-
not doing that.
But I don't see how he's
He's
not a
not doing
solid
it. He has
receiver. He is a
282
solid
yards.
receiver.
Fellas,
Oh my goodness.
it's time to move on to the NBA.
Wow.
And it's a topic that's been going around the league for a while. Old guys don't like it, new guys love it. But I think it's something that we should definitely discuss because it's kind of starting to become a trend, and it's
And
called
it's
load
management. Yep.
So we're all gonna give our opinions on it. Joel, JC, what do you guys think about load
And wow,
management?
honestly, after these heated debates we've been having about the NFL, it's kind of good that we're kind of mellowing down to these NBA topics
Yeah,
because
definitely.
we have a topic coming up that's gonna get pretty heated too. Steph Curry. We're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about the Warriors also. But look, what I gotta say about this load management thing is that I think it's good for the players' health. I think that they should have the opportunity to sit out. And I see both point of views. I know that it's taking a lot of money away. But I mean, look, I agree with it for the most part. I can't say nothing about it.
All right. Look, I'm gonna put this short, sweet, and simple. I basically wrote, if the player's hurt, I have no problem with it. If the player's hurt, I believe taking away time to heal up is good. But if you're not hurt and you're doing it just out of spite because you are shying away from competition or you just don't feel the need to play in that team, that's wrong. You have fans that sometimes travel the world to come see their favorite player play.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, I'd be mad if I went to a Nets game and Kyrie Irving's on load management. That's the reason I'm going to the games to see him. A lot of people feel that way about Kawhi Leonard. Riv, I'll let you tell
I got a
your
lot
side.
of things to say. One, this is one of the few I don't like James Harden, but this is one of the reasons I do respect him as a basketball player. He won't take a game off, and he plays every game with his last, no matter what it is, who it is. It could be the 0-35 Pelicans. He's gonna play no matter what. Westbrook
He'll
too.
play 38
Westbrook
minutes
too.
too.
LeBron.
He'll play a lot.
LeBron
He won't
too.
play a little bit.
Load management. I think if we're gonna do load management, it's like you gotta be hurt. You gotta have because for players like D Rose, Tracy McGrady, Brandon Roy, this would have really helped them extend their career. For all-time players, this wasn't cool. All-time players were required to play these games, and if you want to be called the greatest, you gotta come to play every single night. But you taking off games because you want to rest for the playoffs, that's not fair.
Yeah.
So everybody else, you get paid, like Michael Jordan said, you get paid to play 82 games
82
and then
games.
playoffs if you need to play. Or if
Yeah,
you make
I
it.
just find it funny how
definitely
like he
not-
shied away from playing the Milwaukee Bucks when Giannis was
Giannis
in
won a
town.
rematch. Play that man.
Play him.
It's
Like-
definitely
But then you're
not.
gonna play against Portland.
It's definitely
on.
not ideal, but also to piggyback what you said is that it would have extended players like Brandon Roy's and Derrick Rose's career. So maybe this is the better move for the player. But we'll leave you guys
Imagine
off
D
to talk
Rose
about it.
got a load management.
Management.
We'd have been a what?
Team
So
match.
what we
Brandon
want you
Roy.
guys
Grant
to
Hill.
do is that we want you guys to comment down and really give your take on this load management thing. Do you think that it's good or it's a bad thing for the NBA and you feel like players should be doing it? But look, now load management players they're actually they want to sit out. But right now we're going to talk about a player who has to sit out and maybe is not going to and maybe is sitting out longer than he should have because
Devastating.
of a hidden agenda that the Warriors have. This player is Stephen
Hidden
Curry.
agenda.
Stephen Curry is out for the season. And what is he out with? How long?
Broken
Why?
hand.
What do you guys think?
I was watching the game and that it looked nasty. Like it was real. Like the fall, you already heard the fall. But then when Baines, you know how big Baines is. You know when he fell on his arm, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
I already know what they're doing.
Tank.
D-Lo is not the answer. They thought D-Lo's the answer. They just don't fit. D-Lo needs a team like Minnesota or Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah. So
Miami could work too.
they're gonna trade D-Lo.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a wing, probably like a Robert Covington type player, and another draft pick.
Perfect.
They're gonna tank. Steph's gonna come back reloaded. Clay's gonna come back reloaded. Draymond, he's probably gonna have another. They're probably gonna make up some injury down the line. He's gonna come back reloaded. They're gonna rebuild the team.
Willie Cauley Stein.
Willie Cauley-Stein. They're gonna come back rejuvenated because this year we look at it like you got a 31-year-old Steph. D-Lo, it's just the defense is horrible. Oh my
Terrible.
god! I watched games and I
It is
looked
horrible,
at that shit and I
definitely.
said no. They have Glenn Robinson guarding the best
Kawhi
wing.
Leonard.
Oh my god! I was watching that. I'm like, nah, bro. They have Aaron Baines had 12 on Draymond in the first quarter. I said no, nah. This is just not it. It's not it.
And you know what's I have two takes on this. I think that there's two things going on here. I think there's two things. I think the Warriors are definitely tanking.
100%.
They want to get that top pick. They want to have a chance to get a top 5 pick.
At least top 10.
And this is the thing about the Warriors.
They're smart.
When you think things are going bad, they're the luckiest team in the NBA.
I think they're just smart.
They're the luckiest team in the NBA.
But-
Their whole team gets injured.
Bob Myers doesn't get credit.
Their whole team gets injured. Kevin Durant leaves, and it's a sign and trade, and D'Lo comes. Like, why?
I think Bob Myers doesn't get
and
credit.
then not only that, but
Build a dynasty.
now your whole team gets injured. Steph Curry could come back if he wanted to. Let's just be honest.
No, that's a 3 to 6 month injury.
He could come back.
He broke the inside of his bone.
And this is the thing. He's not going to. They're gonna take. They're gonna get a top player, a player that's gonna be talented. And
Smart.
And look. I have 100% faith in whoever they draft, they'll develop.
Did you have Golden State competing this year, even with Steph Curry?
That's what I'm about to get to.
Yeah. So
Because I think the Warriors are telling the world that, hey guys, Steph can't carry a team. With this guy, with this roster, he's not the guy. He can't do it. Maybe if we had a Harden who's
Roster was
durable, who
terrible.
plays games.
No, I'm sorry, bro. That
Who
roster's really
plays-
bad.
Roster's
Who
atrocious.
plays
Glenn Robinson
games?
III.
Have you watched the Warriors
But
game?
Steph Curry, yeah.
Besides the Clippers game.
I've
Besides the
watched-
Clippers game. No,
I've
besides the Clippers
watched
game.
the Warriors game, and look,
No, but have you watched it besides the Clippers
yeah,
game?
I'll take that out. Look, all I know is that they're 1-3 with Curry. They're 28th in defensive rating.
Not
They're-
all on him,
they're-
but
they're-
okay.
they're- no, actually, they're last in defensive rating. They're 28th in points in the paint. Why? Because these guys are blowing by Steph Curry. The glass ankles.
Why are
Curry.
you only
Glass
pointing
ankles
out
Curry.
Steph
They're
Curry?
pointing
D'Angelo
him out.
Russell's a
No,
defensive liability.
I'm just being. Look,
Glenn Robinson III is not
I'm
known as
just.
a
I just
defender.
want to be
Name
frank.
an elite point guard he's played so
I just
far.
want to be frank.
In the 4 games.
Well,
In the 4 games.
he played. Look, this is what I'll name right here. I'll name these stats. Curry, 1-3 with him. His stats for 4 games: 20.3 points per game. Is that a Hall of Fame level player?
Bro, it's 4
I
games.
can't
20
wait.
It's 4
I
games.
can't wait
20
to pull up James Harden's
20
stats from last year in the beginning.
24.3 3-point percentage.
24.3.
40.9 field goal percentage.
So you don't think
They've
Steph Curry
lost by
could-
double
could-
digits in every single game.
He keeps saying Steph.
Yeah.
He's not saying D'Lo.
Given that Steph is the leader
But
of the
Steph
team.
is he's supposed to be carrying. This is the guy that you
You
said
think James Harden can carry that roster?
100%. No doubt in my mind. I
They're
absolutely
they're
believe it.
losing
It's
with
not
that
even a
roster
question.
right now.
It's not
Yeah.
even a question.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Okay.
Did you not
No, wait,
see
let me
the
ask you a
stretch that
question. Wait,
James Harden went? He scored 50 points per game with
After-
Austin Rivers being his second best player.
Why did he have to do that? Because they were what?
They
At
were
the bottom
injured.
of the barrel.
Yeah.
They
But
were
listen,
injured,
let me
and
ask-
guess what? Guess
Paul
what?
was
You
out.
didn't
Now,
give Steph Curry the
now,
chance to do that. Steph Curry didn't get the
now,
chance to do
Golden
Golden
played
State,
4 games.
Golden State gets injured, and Steph Curry's not like, let me put my Superman cape on. I'm gonna lead this team. We're gonna go. Guess what he does? He breaks his hand.
I mean,
He's out.
he breaks his hand.
He's
You
out.
hear this dude?
He's out. He's
You hear
not
this
playing
dude?
no more.
Listen, bro.
He-
Listen.
Come on,
Listen,
man.
We can look
I
at
want a
it. We
player
can
that's
you can
durable,
look,
and that's James
You
Harden.
can look from it from a hater's perspective, or you can look from it from an
Hater.
organizational perspective.
I think I'm looking at it from a fair perspective.
But everything
I
that you're
gave
starting
you-
the sentence
I
with is how
gave
Steph
you-
Curry's a liability.
Well, he's
you're not
been
talking about
playing
D'Angelo
horrible.
Russell. You're not talking about Glenn Robinson III. That's Glenn Robinson III starting from you, bro.
So Daniel
Glenn
House
Robinson's the third.
Daniel House isn't a liability.
Bro, you have James Harden, Russell Westbrook,
Wait, can I
Clint
ask you a
Capella.
question?
You have
We can actually debate that Glenn Robinson and Daniel House might be the same quality player.
Can we ask this
I'll
question?
take Daniel House.
Why are the Rockets not good right now?
Early.
And but yet,
They have
they
a
have a
brand new
better
team.
roster than Golden
A
State right
way
now.
better roster.
But right now, James Harden's
Golden
team's
State
not
took him
doing
down to the wire the other day.
Yeah, I know. James Harden's not doing.
With
Wait,
Pascal
remember
being their best
last year
player.
when they weren't even in the playoffs? Why?
They were the 14th seed.
Oh wow! And then James Harden got the chance to carry.
It's
right?
not
yeah.
how you start; it's how you finish.
And you didn't let
and
Steph Curry finish.
No, Steph Curry's season has finished with a broken hand, not durable, out. That's how it's finished.
Okay.
That's how it's
Okay,
finished.
fine.
That's fine.
Durability.
I'm cool with it. If I'm
Yeah,
Golden
That's
State,
how
I'm
it's
cool with it.
finished.
I get a draft pick. I get a trade D'Lo.
I'm cool with that.
Another year, Draymond, Klay Thompson coming back.
Yeah.
And you know what's good about all this with Golden State? That's terrible. Oh my god. But you know,
Wait,
yo,
I
yo,
wanna
go
say
ahead,
stat
go ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead, go ahead.
James Harden, 8 field goals made, 28 field goals attempted, 28% from the field. Wait, 2 3-pointers made, 18 3-points attempted, 11% from the 3-point line. That is a phenomenal stat. He's the greatest player of all time after seeing that. I am honestly astonished and just mind-boggled at that. But, yeah, he got hurt. Damn, he's a great player. Tough
Not
to see
better
it.
than
back
James
next
Harden.
year.
Steph Curry is not better than James Harden.
I mean, that's
Well,
another
that's
debate
another
for another
debate
day.
for another day.
It is not.
Don't get it
Okay.
started right now.
But
To finish off the show, it's
Sunday
been a.
pick'em.
You know, look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, how long has it been? How long have we been running right now?
58 minutes.
Oh, it's been
58
lit. I
To
like
be honest, it feels like it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I've had a blast
Yeah,
doing this,
very fun.
and we wanna finish this
Y'all
episode
Y'all
off.
done started something now, man.
Look, we want to finish this episode just with the Week 10 NFL pick'ems.
Mhm.
We're gonna go through the Sunday night game, the Sunday morning, evening, and night games.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through the Monday night game, and we're gonna pick, and we're gonna tell you why we're gonna pick that team. So
What's first matchup?
Giants versus
Jets.
Jets at MetLife Stadium, green everywhere. Jets, who do you have, River?
Giants versus Jets, MetLife? I'm going to go with Daniel Jones. I'm going with Daniel Jones. I don't believe in that Darney boy. So I'm going to go with Daniel Jones.
I love the Jets. You know, I love you guys. You're not beating the Giants. I'm sorry. You're not beating the Giants, bro.
So look,
Let's be real.
Don't be biased.
this right next to me, both of these guys are very pessimistic. It's
They lost
not
to the Dolphins.
it's not who I am at all. Look, I think that Sam Darnold is going to go into New York. He's going to go into MetLife. He's going to
The
go
same stadium
against
y'all
the
going to?
Giants. He's going to go there and he's going to say to the Giants, Pat Shermer, that front office, you should have drafted me.
He's not better than Saquon.
You should have drafted
No.
me
Stop.
We'll
because
see.
I'm
Stop,
going to
stop,
be the
stop.
guy.
We'll see.
And look, I say this.
I hope Sam Darnold performs, but we're gonna have to see.
I hope he does perform too. But look, I picked the Jets. That's my fandom talking. My realistic side talking is talking. I'll pick the Giants if I were you. If you're watching this show and you want to bet
Pick the Giants.
and you
Pick
want to
the
pick
Giants.
the Giants, and look, don't sleep on Leonard Williams. I think this is going to be a breakout game for him.
I hope
Shout
not.
out to Sebastian. I'm picking the Giants, my boy. Go Giants. Y'all trash.
Now next game, Falcons versus Saints. Who do you
Honestly,
have?
it's not even a debate.
Yeah.
The Saints.
Saints. Yep,
The
we all
Saints
have
are
the
gonna
Saints.
We
blow
don't
them
gotta
out.
talk about that too much.
It's pretty much there. Next game is the Chiefs versus Titans.
Oh, Chiefs.
Do we have any word on if Patrick Mahomes is gonna play?
He's playing.
He's playing.
playing?
Yeah, Chiefs.
Chiefs. Don't gotta talk about
Yeah,
that too
no.
much.
I would pick the Chiefs, but right now,
You just want to be the opposite.
no.
Yeah, I
Okay,
get
this
it.
is coming. Look,
Wait.
Tennessee has a
I
really
just
good
want to
defense.
add this one thing. This man said the Tennessee Titans are gonna make the playoffs.
And this is why I'm picking them. Because I feel like they're an inconsistent team. Last week, they didn't do so well. This week, they're going to play really well. They're going to go into Kansas City. Is it at Kansas City? No, it's in Tennessee.
Oh my God.
And Ryan Tannehill
Ryan Tannehill.
is going to play great.
The best player in the league.
Look, these guys, look, Mahomes is my
Damn,
favorite
bro.
player in the NFL by far, but look, I think that Tennessee has a great defense, and I think that their offense is capable
Malcolm
of
Butler isn't playing
picking
this week.
apart that defense. Well, you still have Logan Ryan, you still have Adoree Jackson, you still have Kevin Byard.
I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, I just look right now. Patrick Mahomes is coming off an injury. I don't know if he'll be rusty or not. I'm going with the safe pick. I'm going with the Titans.
The safe.
I
Okay.
yes,
nah.
I
Okay,
think it's
cool.
a safe.
You're gonna
pick.
lose Sunday. Pick
I'm
them real
going
fast.
with the Titans.
Okay.
Now the next game is the Ravens versus Bengals.
We don't have to talk about that.
Time
too
out, time
much.
out. Just,
Look,
just
and
for you
that's-
Bengals fans, AJ Green's gonna start playing this week.
No, he actually said he's not.
not.
He's
He's not
swelling
playing.
on his
Oh my
ankle.
God.
Trade him to Philly. We
Trade
need
him
him.
somewhere.
This
Trade
is
him to
the
the
thing.
Jets. We need a receiver.
This Ravens and Bengals game is not interesting at
At
all. It's
all.
going to be one of the most boring games of,
A
the,
Ravens.
of
Of all
Sunday.
time.
by a wide margin.
But what I also have to say is that it's going to be another game that these guys are going to come in with next week and
We
talk
don't
about
even bring-
as evidence about how Lamar Jackson is special. And I know that my friend Lamar is watching the show, and I know that you have a fascination of Lamar Jackson because he has a first name Lamar. But what I'm telling you right now is that
He's not your
I
friend.
don't want you to
Nah,
talk
come
to
on.
me. I don't want you to talk to me about how Lamar Jackson is special if he beats the Bengals
Okay.
or if he has a great game.
I mean, you raved on Twitter when Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott
beat the
has won a
Dolphins.
playoff game, but we'll another day.
Yeah, I know.
Next game is the Bills versus Browns. Who do you guys have?
Bills versus the Browns.
You got the Bills.
You know what?
Who's home?
Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Nah.
gonna go out on a limb here because I have yet to see the Bills beat a good team this year.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump and say the
Formidable
Browns. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Browns.
Who do you have?
Look, man.
I think the Browns figure it out this week.
I got the Bills, bro. That defense is too much. Baker Mayfield leads the league in picks. That defense is one of
Some
the
of
best. One of the best
Those
pass
picks, some of
covering
those picks aren't
defenses.
his fault though.
Uh,
A lot of Odell drops.
You got a lot of drama going on in Cleveland right now. Freddie
Yep.
Kitchens' job's on the line. Give me the Bills.
I have the Browns going. I think that they bounce back this game, and I think that they're gonna make a run late in the season to try to push for a playoff spot. Do I think they'll make it? No, but I think this is a start.
Same.
I'm
I think
picking
yeah. I
Cleveland.
think this is the week they turn it around.
Yep.
Yep.
Cardinals and Bucks. Who do you guys have?
Ooh, Jameis Winston versus Kyler. I'm gonna take the rookie. I gotta go with the rookie.
Taking Kyler Murray, bro.
Yeah, I gotta take Kyler.
Murray, bro.
Jameis Winston has lost to one rookie already, Daniel Jones from the last class.
That wasn't
also.
his fault. They missed the field goal.
Yep, I
Definitely
totally
did.
agree, and I think that this game, Jameis beat the rookie quarterback.
Kyler's actually playing really well this year
Yeah,
for a
he
rookie.
is.
With nobody.
And look, we have to
I'm
give
sorry.
credit to Cliff Kingsbury too. I mean, he's a phenomenal.
They
phenomenal
were
offensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
he's a good coordinator.
quarterbacking coach.
So I have the Bucks. Both of these guys have the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Now next is the Lions versus Bears. Who do you guys have?
Give me the quarterback
Is it
that can
Chicago?
throw.
Is it Chicago?
It's yes, it's in Chicago.
Ooh, it's cold out there. I'm gonna go with Matthew. I gotta go with Matthew Stafford, the better
Yeah,
quarterback.
Definitely.
Uh,
I'm taking.
What they lost their last two, Detroit.
Did they?
Yeah,
They did?
I mean, last game was tough. I know they did they lose or win? I know they lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably lost.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Stafford. I just feel like, I gotta take Stafford. I gotta take the better quarterback in this situation. It's
It's
gonna be a good game. It's a rivalry game. It's gonna
I
be cold.
have you have Detroit also.
Yeah.
I have Detroit written down.
You might
But
never change it.
I'm changing it,
Mm.
not because I want to go against you guys and I'm a
No.
contrarian.
You're gonna
But
lose
it's
anyways.
because that defense got worse
Mhm.
since Quadre Diggs has left, and I don't think that the secondary is good. As bad as Mitchell Trubisky has been, I think that he's going to play well. I think their running game is going to strive,
Bold take,
and I think they're going to win. And I don't. Matthew Stafford plays in a dome, and I think that going into the cold weather, he won't play that well.
He has been playing for against Chicago for a long time, though.
Next game is the Dolphins versus Colts.
Is
What
that
do you
really
guys
much to
have?
talk about?
Yep, that we have the Colts.
Colts, guys.
Unanimous
Colts.
decision.
Unanimous Colts.
Definitely.
Next game is the Panthers versus Packers. Who do you guys
Woo!
have? That's a good game.
McCaffrey, baby. I'm gonna go with the Packers. They're home. Green Bay. Nobody really beats Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, so I'm gonna go with
Lambeau,
Green
no.
Bay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers.
Lambeau should be named
Looking
after
for a
Aaron
big
Rodgers.
game from my man's Aaron Jones.
So again, if any of you
Let's do
guys are betting, ask yourselves this question: do you trust the Panthers and Christian McCaffrey
And Kyle
to
Allen.
do to the Packers what the Eagles did to the Packers, which was run the ball all over them?
McCaffrey could do it.
If you think that they
Definitely
can run
McCaffrey.
the ball all over that defense, then you have a case for why you think the Panthers could win. But
Ask yourself
I
one
have the
more
Packers.
question. Name if you can't name 5 quarterbacks that's beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau, don't pick the Panthers.
Yeah, I think we're all going with the Panthers here.
Unanimous.
Next
Wait,
game-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa,
We're not
whoa,
going
going
with the
to the-
Panthers.
we're going
Oh, the Packers.
Yeah,
Packers. Yep.
Unanimous.
Next game is the Rams versus Steelers.
This is
Who you
a
guys have?
tough game.
Yo, the Steelers been
They're
my
home.
boy
Are
made
they
a
home,
bet with
right?
me.
They're home, right?
My boy made a bet with me. He
Steelers are
said the
home, yep.
Steelers are gonna make a playoff run. I just don't think they got Ramsey. He's gonna shut down Juju. I'm gonna go with LA.
I'm taking LA. I think it's gonna be a dogfight. You know, the Steelers always come to play. They always try their hardest. But you got to give me the Rams on this, man.
I
I already
think
know
this
what
is-
you're gonna do.
This is November. This is a time where the Rams have to win games and make a playoff push, or else they're not going to be in the playoffs because the Seahawks, the 49ers,
Niners.
all in that division. They need to win
And
this
are way
game.
better too.
I have the
record-wise.
Rams. I have the Rams. It's not even a
Unanimous
question.
Rams.
Next game, the Vikings versus Cowboys.
Oh, man, no.
Prime time game.
What's that? Monday?
Sunday night.
Sunday
Sunday night.
And we know. but
Who's
I'll-
home? Dallas.
Yeah, I'll say this right now.
They're in the dome though.
We know that Kirk Cousins is not good in prime time. So
Adam
I think
Thielen
that
is also not playing. Put that into perspective.
this should be an easy pick. It should be the
Got the
Cowboys.
boys.
I don't think that it's
The boys.
nothing
It
else.
shouldn't be an easy pick because the Cowboys have yet to play good against a top team consistently.
As long as you have Dak Prescott, it doesn't matter.
I don't see how you could go against the boys here, bro. You're missing Adam Thielen.
I don't think you can go against
Kirk
the Cowboys.
Cousins, as he
I
said.
just
in
I
the
don't know
know
prime
how
Kirk
much-
on
time.
a tear.
As an Eagles fan, I know how much it pains
No, I'm
you.
But
picking
on
Dallas.
any given,
I know.
Yeah, but
I'm
on any
picking
given
Dallas.
Sunday,
Okay.
expect and
picking
expect.
But
Dallas.
I know how much it
The
pains
Jets
him.
beat the Cowboys. Expect and expect. That's all
Look,
I gotta
man,
say this
I
year.
know how much it pains him to pick the Cowboys because that's another game they're going to be up on the Eagles.
Not really.
I
'cause
know
we're
that's
gonna
another
win.
game.
It's a bunch of
So
games
next game, Seahawks versus 49ers.
left.
Who do you
Yes,
got?
this is what I like.
Oh, I'm taking the MVP. I'm taking
Yes,
Russell.
sir.
I feel like the Niners ain't beat nobody yet. I'm taking the MVP. Got to.
I'm taking
Russell.
Seattle.
Russell's gonna
but
run
Russell
wild on
Wilson, oh my God, that's gonna be the first loss of the season.
The
49ers gonna lose.
49ers just lost a key player in that defense, Quan Alexander. He's out for the year. He's a very fast linebacker, young linebacker they signed from Tampa Bay. But look, I don't know how you can go against the 49ers. I know that you want to buy into Russell Wilson. He's
I
playing
don't
phenomenal.
trust in Jimmy G.
I trust in Jimmy G.
Jimmy
And
G doesn't
I
lose
don't.
you the
And look,
game.
let me be
But he doesn't win you
let
the
me
game.
clear with the
This team,
audience.
they're the number one rushing team in the league.
Let
They
me
got
be
two
clear.
running backs
Let me
in the
be
league.
clear with the
Yeah.
audience and you guys. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think he's a great quarterback, but I
He's
think
good.
he's a better than good. I
Yeah,
think he's borderline
He
great.
keeps you in the game.
And this is what I'll say. Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't had to win them a game.
That defense wins them a game. I'm saying
Their
this.
running
Their
attack.
comes
three
down-
and
look,
the-
I'm
the
saying
But we
this.
three-headed
can't
monster,
ignore
man.
it. Even though it was Arizona,
Mhm.
Jimmy Garoppolo won that game.
I understand.
He won
But
that game.
Come down when
Yeah.
it comes down to it. Who's gonna win you the game? I'm taking Russell Wilson.
MVP
10
Russell
times out of
Wilson
10.
against
And you see
that
what he did
defense.
last week.
Against that defense, I don't know if he wins you that
You
game.
see what
I'm
he did
picking
last week. If we talk about the
49ers.
Cardinals, you see what he did last week against Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Like you're talking about Tampa Bay.
You just brought up the Cardinals. If
No,
you're gonna
but-
do that, I'm gonna
but
bring up Tampa Bay.
You're talking about Tampa Bay.
An
though.
overtime clutch win. A win is a win.
And he
bro.
was down.
As I
21-7.
said, yo, any given week, any team can surprise you. You know?
I gotta take Russell Wilson.
I'm taking
taking.
Wilson.
I mean, you guys
That's
I'm not
Monday
betting
night.
against him, bro.
There's Monday night.
That's gonna be.
That's
I'm
gonna be a
taking.
good game.
By the way, it's in San Francisco.
That's gonna be a goodie.
That's gonna
Look,
be
I
a
have the
That's gonna be a great
49ers
Sherman-
winning. I
Sherman
think that
playing the
Russell
Seahawks.
Wilson,
And they got Flash now.
Yeah.
he's
Put
not
that into-
playing.
He's not playing this week.
No.
Ah,
Look,
that'd
I
be
have
tough. Him, Metcalf,
the
and
49ers
Rocky.
because I don't think Russell Wilson is
Josh
going to look
Gordon.
like an MVP against the 49ers. I just don't. I think the 49ers are going to prove they're going to clarify a lot of answers for a lot of
You guys
people
gotta
that
block
you
that
have
Nick
about that
Bosa.
team.
That Nick Bosa kid, man.
Yeah, that dude is
That
dangerous.
dude's OD.
So that was it for the NFL
A few
Week
things
10
I want to say
pick'ems.
Yeah.
before you and a few things I want to say before you end it.
So before he ends it, I'll let him talk. I'll let him say what he has to say.
Stop speaking for a minute. I just want to say, feel me? Any topic you want us to talk about, anything, any comments, any topics, anything you want us to bring up on the week, just comment. And shout out to my boy Nazo and Rex. Get his label, get his clothing. It's tough gear. Gotta shout my boys out. You feel me? That's all I
Yeah,
had
of course,
to say.
of course.
Gotta
You got
do it.
anything you want to say?
Let's go Brooklyn. Let's go to Portland tonight. Let's get a dub. Come on, Kyrie. Come on, LeVert. Let's get it done, man. 4-4.
Hey, look,
Wanna look at 500.
What I want to say, I don't know the score to the next game right now. Can you guys search that up real quick?
You're probably losing, but I'll definitely look for you. But 9 times out of 10, you're
Look at the
losing.
box score too.
Talk about
Tell
the
me
box
RJ.
score.
I mean, the
Barrett-
game
tell
just
me
started, though.
Oh, the game just started.
17-15.
Okay.
I don't even.
Well,
see
hopefully
it
the Knicks get a win tonight as well. Once this video drops, you'll probably know the results, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But I just want everybody to give us feedback on
We
how they
love
feel about the
feedback.
Yeah,
podcast.
If it's whack, tell us it's whack,
Right, yeah.
please.
Tell us
We can fix some
everything.
things, everything, bro.
We are
Tell
no-
us everything.
We love constructive criticism.
100%.
And look,
Just wanna get
I
better.
would say like, how do you guys feel about this first episode? I feel really good.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun.
Go
Today.
Eagles. Woo!
I had a lot of fun today.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I need the Jets to lose every game so we can get the number one pick in the draft.
Today I have
Draft
fun.
capital.
I like this. I need to drop my album.
So to finally finish it, if you guys, we are just starting out, so if you guys want to shout us out
Mhm.
and try to promote us more, that would mean a lot to us. We're trying to really get out there and try to make this a full-time thing.
We're also coming out with gear sometime when? Next
This week. This
yeah,
week.
we'll
week,
have
this
our own hoodies for the podcast
Yes, our own hoodies
Silk screen.
and a silk
and a
screen.
silk screen.
in the
So
back, yeah.
thank you guys for watching the
They
first
started-
episode.
They started Frank.
Is that a Frank looking?
Look, hold up. That's from the sim right there, because he was raving about
Yo,
Frank.
the Sim.
He
they
wanted
started
Frank.
My boy in the
He
Sim.
wanted
Started
Frank.
Frank.
Yo,
He wanted Frank.
sucks. He sucks. He sucks.
He's
He
trash.
sucks.
But listen,
He's
he
not
brings
good.
more. Can we keep it? Can we
brings
keep it
what?
real?
He
He
brings
brings
what?
more. He brings more energy than Dennis Smith.
Dennis is.
Dennis
he's
Smith
sad,
was
right? He's depressed.
garbage.
He's
I'm
depressed
sorry,
right
Dennis Smith, you're depressed, bro, but you were
His
looking
uncle
real
just
bad.
died, bro.
You were looking real bad on that. His stepmom. You were
Oh,
looking
whoops.
real bad on that court, man. But
Shout out to you, Dennis. I believe you.
yeah, I like Dennis, man.
Frank got
yo,
it,
I had
go.
him. I had him stepping up this year. It just hasn't.
Alonzo,
Alright.
ISO Zo.
Now to finally end the podcast, go Jets, go Knicks.
LOL.